Are you struggling with the question of how to build the trust with your team? Well, if this is your question, then by the end of this session of Empowered by Michaela Smith, you will know exactly the answer to that question. And if you want to receive more of these free online coaching videos, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and click that little bell that is next to the word subscribe, because that will notify you every time these videos come out, and they come out every second Tuesday. So you're struggling with a question of how to build the trust with your team, and I'm not surprised, really not an easy question. By the end of this video, I will share with you 4 steps I use every time I lead the new team, or what I went through when I was the first-time leader just like you. And I'm very humbled to say that earlier this year I was awarded Commercial Leader of the Year, and I feel I've got a lot of knowledge and experience to share with you and help you on your leadership journey. So let's get started. Point number 1, or area number 1, I focus on when I first take over the new team. Take it very slowly and be yourself. Very important. And there is probably not many people that are more driven, that are more passionate, that are more sometimes aggressive and impatient and want to see results faster than I am. But however impatient and passionate and driven you are, please trust me, take that relationship at the beginning with your team really slowly. I normally take from 2 to 4 months just to observe. Depends on the complexity of the team or the culture or the country that I work in. But take it really slowly. Observe, listen, talk a lot, process, see the dynamics in the team, but do not act. You have to think about your team. Yes, you are anxious because you're just starting with a new team. You want to do the right thing, of course. But also remember, your team members are equally anxious. They need time to know you the same as you need to know them. So do not rush things, because it will not work. You will just push it and people will get blocked. You will not reach that connection that you need to reach. And very important, turn up and be yourself. Again, not easy, because there is a lot of pressure from our bosses, from our superiors, and because they put you as a leader to act in a certain in the role with a certain team. Of course, everybody wants you to deliver the results as fast as possible, and they think you should act in a certain way. And I warn you here, my friend, do not do that, and do not pretend to be somebody you think you should be. Take your time and be yourself. Really give the team to find who you really are, because if in the first 2 to 4 months you pretend to be somebody else, you play this theater or you play the show, and few months down the line, when the relationship gets a little bit closer, you all of a sudden start behaving differently, because you start, the layers of the game start peeling off, and you start behaving differently. Your team will be like, but he or she is behaving differently than 6 months ago. And that's not what you want to do, because that trust that you start building can disappear all of a sudden. So take your time, be yourself, give your team the chance to know you exactly as you are, and just take it very, very slowly. Point number 2, make sure that you understand what your team wants. And this goes a little bit with point number 1, right? So do not come to the office and do not start changing things and acting, even if you think that this is what my team would love. Don't assume. My first general manager always used to tell me, Michaela, toxic assumptions. Why are you doing it? I said, because I assumed. So do not assume. That's why you've got that initial period to really find out what is it that the team needs to, to get together, to give them more love. They need more love. They want to lift up the performance, but don't know how. Find out what is it that they want and need. Here, don't forget about your first one-on-one conversations. Very important. If you don't know exactly how to go about your first one-on-one conversations, I have put together for you a free guide, step by step, on how to execute a seamless one-on-one conversation. So to get the guide, please just go to my website. You can see the website address on the screen right now, and just subscribe to the newsletter. Once you subscribe, you will get the free guide, as I said, on how to plan your first one-on-one conversation, which can be absolutely crucial for finding out what is it that your team needs and wants. Okay, before we go further, leave me the comment down below. What do you think? What is one thing in your opinion that is the most important when building trust with your team? One thing, just leave the comment down below. Point number 3. Okay, so you're taking your time, you're finding out, you're listening to your people, you found out what they want, what you have to do. Now, point number 3, please keep your word. Because if you do all this work and then people ask you for something and you don't do it, the trust is gone. It hasn't even been built, but it's gone, okay? However trivial or silly you think that request might be for you, and it might not be at top of your priorities at that given point, please act on it. For example, I don't know, somebody wants to change the locker. Let's say they've got their uniforms, right? And they don't like the position of their locker and they want to change it somewhere. So for you, I'm sure, my friend, it's not exactly the top of your priorities to change people's lockers when you start as a leader, right? But for that person, it is a priority. So take those 5 minutes, go to HR, find out about the locker, and go back to that person that requested you to do that. Because if you do not do it, no chance for building the trust with that particular team member. But if you do follow up these little steps, every time you help with something, you say you will do something and you do it, you are building the trust. And then when more important things come and when you start having requests for them that they would like them to help you, the trust is there, right? They will want to pay you back, they will want to support you back. So make sure that you keep your word. And point number 4, my friend, for me, what I always follow is turn up as a human. Well, I say I always follow, but it took me a few years when I first started as a leader to really show my human side, to not to be scared to share my feelings, to show that I don't know something, or to show that I'm having a bad day or I need love, right? That I am not feeling great. But this is so important. If you only pretend that you're this superwoman or superman that always is perfect, always knows what to do, always is strong, there is no hesitation in whatever you do, this is not real. Again, it's connecting a little bit with that point number 1 when I said be yourself, but show your human side, because this, again, you always have to think about the other side. Whatever you do, it allows your team members to really show you how they feel. So it means you're connecting with them faster. You know, if you want to give them hug, give them hug. If you need to ask for hug, ask for hug, but really show your human side. I'm not saying, you know, come one day and be a lousy leader, come the other day and be flying high. No, be consistent, but within the consistency, we are not machines. So don't be a machine, but show really who you are, show your human side. So there you go. These are 4 steps that I always follow. And of course, the question of building trust with your team is much more complex than that. The whole leadership, the subject is much more complex than that. I invite you to go to my website and subscribe to the newsletter once again. Why? Because every second Tuesday I share blogs from my office. So every second Tuesday I write about what is going on in my office at the moment with my current team. What are we going through? What are the challenges? What are the victories? So I am sharing something very, very personal, and that's why I only share it with people that subscribe to my newsletter. So once again, the website is on the screen. Go and subscribe so that you get this insight and see how I function with my team. If you liked it, and I hope that you found it useful, first-time leader, please let me know by liking it and sharing it with other first-time leaders. And most importantly, share your comments below, because they help me to understand what topics you want to talk about and what shall I address, what is on your mind, and what can I support you with. Thank you very much. Great talking to you again. And as always, I will be back in 2 weeks' time. You have a great day.